Don't mind me. Just got some toilet paper here. Because I'm stocking up causes. Bought out the whole store. For those of you who have been preparing for the apocalypse, is this your time to shine? Maybe not. But the media sure does seem to be portraying the novel coronavirus as the beginning of the end. Are we overreacting? Is COVID-19 as bad as they say it is? My name's Dan, and I'm here to provide you with the facts that the media isn't telling you. So let's take a look at the past and see if we can predict the future. What is coronavirus? Do we really know? Do you know? So I read that they say that coronavirus has never been seen in humans before. They must have forgotten about SARS. So what is SARS? SARS, also known as sudden acute respiratory syndrome, also known as SARS-CoV or SARS Coronavirus. Yes, you heard it. I said it right here. SARS was actually a coronavirus. The first humans infected by SARS was in a southern province in China in 2002. It's primarily transmitted from person to person, much like we see with the novel coronavirus. Symptoms include fever, cough, shortness of breath, headache, diarrhea, and shivering. Do those symptoms kind of sound familiar? So no vaccine was available for SARS, and to this day there's still not one. But no areas of the world are reporting transmission of SARS today. The epidemic ended in July of 2003, only lasting 6 months, but has only reappeared approximately 4 times since then, mainly because of laboratory accidents. What are they doing in these laboratories? Makes me kind of wonder. So how did they end SARS? There was no vaccine. But what they did do was they took immediate action and restricted travel. So they said, if you're over here in China, hey, don't go to the US. But oddly enough, it wasn't until 2012 that SARS coronavirus was declared a select agent that poses a severe threat to public health and safety. So why did it take them almost 10 years to declare that SARS is this bad? So a fun little fact, so COVID-19 is a close virus linked to SARS. But when they were deciding what to name this new novel virus, which ended up being COVID-19, they did not want the name to be similar to SARS. And the reasoning behind that was to prevent panic. It seems like they're trying to induce panic. So let's talk about 10 of the worst pandemics in history. Number 1. HIV and AIDS has killed a total of 36 million people in the world to date. The flu pandemic of 1968 had a death toll of 1 million. The Asian flu of 1956 had a death toll of 2 million. The flu pandemic of 1918 resulted in 20 to 50 million deaths. The sixth cholera took place in 1910 and resulted in 800,000 deaths. Number 6 was the flu pandemic of 1889, resulting in 1 million deaths. The third cholera pandemic of 1852 resulted in 1 million deaths. The worst on this list was the Black Death, resulting in an astounding 75 to 200 million deaths. Number 9, the plague of Justinian in 541. Resulting in 25 million deaths. And at number 10, the Antonine Plague, resulting in 5 million deaths. So vaccines were created to protect against these diseases. But recently we have seen a movement among parents that they don't feel it is necessary to have their children vaccinated. As I would agree, some vaccines the risks outweigh the benefits. But I don't see over 300 million deaths benefiting anyone. So the media only seems to tell one side of the story. Yes, there are deaths that are related to the coronavirus, but there are also deaths related to many more communicable diseases. The media spreads fear instead of knowledge, and from that fear creates mass panic. Let's face it, that taking all supplies that we have is not going to fix the problem. It's only going to make it historically worse. This is not the apocalypse. Every disease that has been spread has been new at one point. This coronavirus, being novel, being new, is nothing different than what we've seen in the past. But yet, the human race is still here. If you're healthy, great. But please be cautious and courteous around those who aren't. Those that have underlying health conditions. Use good judgment. I cannot stress this enough. Do not let the media drive fear into our world. Mainly because if we are blinded by fear, something in the background might be happening that they don't want us to see. If you're interested in reading a little more about how our actions historically reflect on what the future holds in these times, I linked below in the description an article from The Atlantic written by Elise Mitchell, and that discusses how specifically societies have shown a long history of making the effects of a pandemic worse and furthering their own destruction. So please read it below. It's a great article. It kind of hits every topic on how we act today. A takeaway is stop running out and buying everything. It's not going to make it better. Practice good hygiene, as you should be anyway. Right, people? Be courteous of those with pre-existing health conditions. And for heaven's sake, if you're sick and you don't feel good, stay home from work. Stay home from school until you feel better. So I'm here, as you can see, I'm editing the video that you're watching right now, and I just wanted to kind of finish up kind of the main point of this whole video is that what you're seeing in the media and what you're seeing actually happen throughout the world right now, the hoarding supplies, the going to grocery stores and buying everything out, the overreacting and not quite understanding what to do. So I think our president made it very clear that the main thing we need to be focusing on is distancing ourselves socially. It's not something we like to hear. It's something that we feel like it's a right being taken away from us. But I'm here to tell you now that the quickest way to actually end a pandemic like this is to isolate yourself and stop the spreading. It's kind of like a book of matches. You light one match and the fire's still gonna burn from one end to the other. If you take the center and put a gap in between the matches, when it hits that gap, it's gonna stop and the fire is not gonna spread. And it's the same way that the virus works. If it has no other host to go to, it's gonna stop. If we start to abide by what these recommendations are, you're going to start to see the number of infected people and number of deaths start to decrease to the point to where the virus is going to disappear completely. It's kind of almost like SARS did. Once they eliminated travel and they stopped the physical spread of the virus, it went away. Distance yourself and you'll see it start to get better. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to kind of dive a little deeper into what's going on. I hope I was able to clear some things up for you, show you some facts to help offset what the media is showing you. I appreciate it if you leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. Tell me if there's anything else you'd like to hear about. So if you like the message, please hit that like button, subscribe and ring that bell. I really appreciate it. So again, stay healthy everyone. I appreciate your time. Be kind to each other. respect everyone's space, and again, think before you act, especially in times like these, because everything has a butterfly effect. Thanks again. God bless.